So Rags, first of all, we've spoken to the gaffer. He says that you've got a bit of a knock at the moment. Just talk us through that one.
Yeah, just a little light knock. Hopefully, I know it's nothing too serious. And been out there today doing a little bit, and yeah, hopefully it won't keep me out of any games.
Was that from the Ipswich game that you picked that one up, or was that a training ground one?
It's something I've been carrying for a couple of games. To be fair, I think it was the sort of Northampton game I felt it the first time, but that's how it's not a big injury. So I've managed to play a couple of games since then.
And of course, you'll be very much hoping to take part on Monday because it's a big game against Plymouth.
Yeah, exactly. These are the sort of games you want to play, and they've had a good start to the season, just like us. And it'd be a really tough game and one I'm excited by.
You're both just outside the playoffs at the moment as well, so does that add a little bit of spice to it where you're both trying to sneak in there?
Yeah, of course. I think you can't look at the table this early, really, but at the same time, if you want to be getting in them top two places, you've got to be beating the teams that are probably going to finish around the playoff places, and Plymouth are probably one of them teams that will be looking to do that. So these are the games we need to get some points from.
Obviously, they've just come up from League Two as well, so they've got a bit of momentum behind them. Are those the kind of teams that you sort of need to look out for?
Yeah, definitely. I know myself from previous experiences after getting promoted. When you go into the next league, you're full of confidence. You feel like you can beat anyone, and that's how they'll be feeling, and that's why I think it'll be a real tough game for us.
You were a popular man after the Ipswich game. We didn't quite get a chance to speak to you. So how did it feel to be the FA Cup hero again from that game?
Yeah, it was a fortunate. I probably won't get an easy goal, and but it's always good, and I was just happy we could get the win and into the next round.
Must have been a little bit of an anxious wait because there was some discussions going on between the Ipswich players and the officials. How did you sort of view that one at the time? What was going through your mind?
Yeah, it was one of them. It was pretty instinctive. It sort of dropped at my feet, and after I put it in, I probably thought, oh, maybe I should have just left that. And it was a little bit nerve-wracking, but luckily the officials didn't spot anything.
And overall, it was a game that went the full distance, 120 minutes. How tough was it to get through that, especially considering you've been Saturday, Tuesday pretty consistently in the past couple of months?
Yeah, I think it is tough, but at the same time, if you look at the game, I think there was only one team really pushing for that goal in extra time, and that was us, and that shows our level of fitness. So even though it might feel tough on our bodies, I think if anything it's a bit of an advantage to us because I think we probably are one of the fittest sides in this league.
And of course it was yourself playing alongside Rasmus in that game, as you have been recently. You sort of showed a bit of teamwork to put the winning goal away. How has it been playing alongside him?
Yeah, it's been really good. He's a good player, and he's waited patiently for his chance to come in, and he's done well. I think I've enjoyed playing with him. I feel when you play with a new partner, you do need to build a sort of rapport with each other, and I think we've started to do that. So yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Another recent result, which sort of was a bit of a standout result, was the win away at Lincoln. For a former Lincoln player such as yourself, it must be nice to go back there and come away with 3 points.
Yeah, of course, and they'd had such a strong start to the season. They joint top at the time when we played them, and they got some really good players in that team. But we went there, and it's up there with, I'll probably say, that and Sunderland being our two best performances this season. And going back there, you always want to win against your old teams, don't you? So I was really pleased with that.
Yeah, you mentioned the Sunderland game as well. Do you think those two results are the sort of big ones where you can sort of really give a notice to the rest of the league that you mean business? Yeah,
I think so. And you always do in other teams. You look out for other teams' results, and I think a few teams probably would have looked at that and thought they must be a decent side this year. And and we are. We've got some real top players here, and I think we can beat anyone in this league, and we showed it with them 2 games.
On a personal note, I've got a few stats for you, courtesy of Jordan Cross from the News. He says you're 4th in League One for aerial duels in terms of all defenders, 3rd in terms of blocks, and you're up there in terms of interceptions as well. For a sort of old school, no-nonsense defender such as yourself, that must be very pleasing.
Yeah, of course. I don't read too much into that, and I try and improve every part of my game, but it's pleasing to hear that, and hopefully I can sort of improve and carry on that.
It's been a really sort of spectacular run as well in terms of the amount of starts that you've got under your belt. You must feel like you've really sort of nailed down that position.
Yeah, you never feel like that when you've got some real top defenders in the team, especially you've got Watty coming back from injury now as well, so which is good. You want competition for places, so I think that should drive you on to sort of perform as best you can, and that's the thing. We've got competition for places all over the pitch, and whoever plays, I think, will be a very strong team, and hopefully I want to play the best I can to keep my place in the team, just like anybody else.
And as a side, sort of from an outside perspective, you look in and say it was a slow start, but you've really found your stride in recent weeks. Is that what it's felt like from inside the camp as well, that you have kind of reached the sort of levels that you need to now? Yeah,
I think we can still improve, especially at home. The results could be better, and we know that. But yeah, it's going the right direction, and we're on some good form. And that's the thing, we're on good form, but we also know we can play better than we are playing. Do you know what I mean? So that's always positive. You don't want to peak out at sort of 10 games into the season. We can keep improving, just like we did last year. I think around Christmas time and just after Christmas, we went on a really good run, didn't we? And that's what we're looking to do this year, just keep improving.
But even though you're looking at improvements, you must feel like you have the confidence to know that you should belong up there towards the top of the league.
Yeah, definitely. In my opinion, we've got the best squad in the league. So anything other than top two for me would be a disappointment this season. So, and I believe we can achieve that. So yeah, that's what I think we're aiming for.
And of course, the big difference for you compared to last season is last year was a loan and you're here permanently now. So does that almost make you feel like more of a Pompey player because you're here for good?
Yeah, I think so. I think, when you're out on loan, it can take a little while to maybe feel properly a part of it. And I did feel part of it last season, but maybe it did take a little bit longer than usual. And like you said, now that I'm a permanent player, it sort of felt like I was a permanent player for the second half of last season anyway, so it's just carrying on from that, I think.
Thanks, Rags, much appreciated, and all the best with that knock as well.
Cheers.